Well, welcome back, guys. It was awesome, this episode. I think you guys are gonna really enjoy this. I hope you tuned into the previous ones. First thing I'd like to say is thank you so much to MacPack for the continuous support. And we've had some new companies come on with their support. One is Gorin. This is their hat, one of the hats from the farm range. And then Outerknown, which is one of my favorite shops in Malibu. This is their Vote Earth shirt. And you'll hear me talk about a lot of green projects coming up. In episode 5, we've got an awesome gear review where we go through the sand drills that I use for ultra runners. Then we go to part 2 of the Queensland run where we go to the Gold Coast, sand running, sand trainings. Then we move on to part 2 of John Jacoby's interview. He is the founder of Rapid Ascent. In Tour de LA 2, I take you to my first canyon, Malibu Canyon. Then we finish up with the trail school. I think you guys are really gonna enjoy that. In this gear review, we're gonna go through sand training using the weight vest. So I'm gonna use endurance and speed at the same time. I think you're gonna enjoy this with the natural elements. Hopefully you'll see the grittiness of the training, but also hopefully you'll see the logic behind the different sequences. Listen, I wanted to talk to you about how I use my weight vest in recovery. You guys have seen me run up stairs, run up hills, and all sorts of things, but I think a lot of people forget that you can actually use weight resistance while you're recovering. So we're gonna use this trusted thing that's been with me a few years, and we're just gonna spend a little bit of time at Aireys Inlet Beach, which is a beautiful part of Victoria in Australia. So when you get down here, not only can you run around these beautiful outways, you can come down here and recover at the beach. How about that? In this segment, you're gonna see part 2 of Run Queensland. I'm on the Gold Coast, and man, it's fun. So I take off and I do a fairly intense endurance run in the sand. I hope you enjoy this. Well, just out here enjoying a beautiful, beautiful sand run on the Gold Coast. Check this out. Man, it doesn't get any better than this. It's not too hot. It is hot, I'm not gonna kid you. There's nowhere to hide from the sun. I'll just get out of this water here. Check this out. The shore's trying to get me. Just having a bit of a break before I keep going. And I'll check in with you guys later. Take care. This is part 2 of John Jacoby's interview. I hope you tuned into episode 4. We saw part 1, and then I think you'll find some even further insights and secrets from the man himself. So without further ado, here he is. As you see the genesis of your events and other events popping up, what are you starting to see? What are some of the good trends or some of the challenges in just putting events on in Australia, like moving forward? What are some of the things that are exciting? What are some of the things that are a bit challenging?
Yeah, it's a good question. Well, the biggest challenge is, I guess, always trying to find what the new black's going to be and where the trends are heading. You know, is it into little short trail runs, which gets a lot of participation, gets a lot of beginners involved, gets a lot of good female participation, or is it the longer 100-miler type stuff, or is it the multi-day things? We think there's definitely room for more multi-day events.
Okay.
There's just not many of them in Australia.
Yes.
And it's a bit of a new concept for runners to take on the thought of, you know, running back to back to back to back. But if you're in the right frame of mind, it can be a pretty massive achievement and undertaking to do something like that.
And maybe what you could do is tell them it's a 10-day event, and then when they sign up, say, no, it's really only 3 days. Like, oh, wow.
I still think that there's definitely a bit of space in the multi-day events.
Okay.
They don't necessarily have to be super hard.
Yes.
They already become hard by the fact that you have to back up day after day after day. So when we're designing things like the Run Larapinta race or the Great Southern Stage race, we purposely look at trying not to make it too painful and too long, because you know, from an economic side of things, it's hard to run a race with only 20 people in it and pay the bills.
Absolutely, absolutely. From our trail school, we're constantly trying to introduce people from trail running into ultra, and I love how you guys run relays. Not a lot of places run relays. I'm a self-confessed selfish solo ultra runner, but I actually, when I look at the people we're training, I really like the fact that events actually have relays in them. So talk about that.
Yeah, well, the reason we brought that in again was to, I guess, try and bolster the economics of the event, but also as a progression from our small trail running series that we run over the winter in and around Melbourne, where the distances are anything from 5 to 15 kilometres. And then if they do that, then they can look at doing the Surf Coast Century in a team where they might have to run 20 to 25 Ks. And then they do that and they like that, and they might run it in a team of 2 where they have to run 50 Ks, or they do the 50. So it gives them stepping stones, I guess, to then take on 100. And plenty of options. And it adds to the real social atmosphere of the event. I think that's the unique thing about the Century, is that with the relay teams, you get that extra buy-in from the support crew and the other runners waiting to do their leg, cheering on their other runners and giving the support. And it gives a really good vibe to the event.
I have to say, I've been doing various types of events and challenges for almost 30 years. I was so excited and impressed by when you turn the corner and all those people at the finish line cheering you on, shouting my name. I'm like, these people don't even know me. That was awesome. Because I mean, everyone, you know, every event people are cheering you on, but that was pretty special. Like, how you guys get people to support people is incredible.
And I think out of all the things, that's what the relay teams section really does. Yeah. It builds that teamwork and the camaraderie. And it also happens in the multi-day events. You know, we find that in our Run Larapinta event, that the camaraderie between the runners just grows and grows as they get to know each other as day 1 goes to day 2 to day 3 to day 4. And by the end of it, they're all best of friends and cheering each other on.
No, that's good. I really do appreciate your time. Are there any things that you want to say that, you know, I've asked you my questions. Are there any sort of things you want to say to runners or brands out there that may be listening?
Not really. I think, well, in my days of adventure racing, we had a lot to do with quite a lot of the outdoor brands in developing gear. And I think it's so important for the gear manufacturers to stay in touch with the people out using the gear and testing it and trialling it and complaining about it or complimenting it, saying, oh, this pack's fantastic, but this zip here's, I can't get to it, or it gets jammed, or this needs a little pocket here, or it needs a little thing there. Yeah. And if the manufacturers can listen to that and take that feedback on board, then you know, I've just seen the progression of products from pretty basic day running packs
Yes.
in the early 2000s to what's out there now. And it's been remarkable how the equipment's improved. But you definitely need the manufacturers to listen. Sometimes they just go down their path going, oh, this is what everybody wants. You go, yeah, but it doesn't work.
Like, one of my favorites is the vest with the gigantic straws. I'm like, please don't do that again. Who came up with that idea? Well, anyway. No, I really appreciate your time, John. And you guys, I know you got a couple more events to finish this year out, but I'm sure hoping you guys have a strong 2023, 2024, because we need companies like yours to keep growing. The industry needs it.
Yeah, well, COVID was certainly interesting, and it had its challenges, but it's been funny the way the competitor base has bounced back in some areas and has struggled in other areas, and it's almost a bit of a experiment in randomness, because you can't pick. You know, some events have taken off and gone just as good as before COVID or even better, and then others have sort of languished, and it's just hard to work out what the right recipe is now, but we'll keep plugging away.
Awesome. Tour de LA 2, part 4. My favorite spot in all of LA, Malibu Canyon. Hey guys, well, welcome to day 3 of Tour de LA 2. We're here at Las Virgenes in Malibu Canyon. This is the place where it all started for me about 30 plus years ago. Hiking and running trails in Malibu. I'm so looking forward to getting back here. It looks like it's gonna be a beautiful day. The birds are already out. It's early enough so it's not too crowded. So we're gonna hit those trails, and I'll check in with you later. Hey guys, just wanted to let you know we're on our way to Reagan Ranch and the MASH site, but you can see the beautiful hillside over here is one of my favorite spots. It's just awesome out here, and yeah, it's nice and quiet, not too many people out, lots of birds, lots of wildlife. Well, as you can see, we made it to the site of MASH. Check out this vehicle. Well, I'm off to another Outways adventure. We're really looking forward to today. It's supposed to be a relatively nice day when the sun comes up. So we'll see what we can get into, hey? Take care. Talk to you later. Hey guys, just checking in. Just wanted you to see how beautiful the morning is in Winchelsea. I'm on Wainwright's track at the moment, heading north, because that's east. The sun's coming up in the east. But it's just magnificent. So it didn't take long for the sun to come up. So we're gonna keep going before it gets too hot. I'll talk to you later. Well, it's a wrap. Another 80 in the bag. And I'm here at beautiful Anglesey Beach to finish it off. So, what a day. A lot of heat, but it was still worthwhile. It was amazing going from Winchelsea all the way down to the coast, all the way to this beautiful beach, just in time for sunset. You guys take care. We'll see you soon. Again, we're at the end of episode 5. I sure hope you guys enjoyed that. Massive, massive, massive thanks to MacPac. Again, you guys have just been incredible. Thanks again to Gorin Brothers in the US and to Outerknown in the US as well. You guys are just epic, and I cannot wait to come into store when I'm back in LA. So take care, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next episode.